All right, 7th grade, you are on 3.2. Start with the warm-up, 7th grade. We're going to find each sum. What does sum mean? Addition. We're going to do addition here. Okay, so when you look at A, you have x minus 2 plus 3x plus 8. Is this all addition and subtraction?
Yeah.
Yes, there's no multiplication in here, right?
Yeah.
They're using the parentheses just to separate expressions. So I would align... Ooh, they're going to make you do it vertically? You can do this. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know that I like it. So they're aligning the terms vertically. So you see here how we have our first expression, x minus 2.
Okay.
Then we line up the second expression where the variables are lined up. You see this?
Yep.
Okay, so then without a variable and then with a variable. Okay, write this in your journals. Then you're going to add like you normally would going down. What is a negative 2 plus 8 going to equal?
10. Nope.
Negative 2
6.
is a 6. Oh, they did the 4x first. Okay, what's in front of this imaginary x? So 1 plus 3 is?
4.
Good.
X.
4x, yep. And then we have a negative 2 plus 8,
Negative 6.
positive 6.
Positive 6.
So then your answer would be 4x plus 6. It is easy. It can get more complicated, though. Another way to do this, guys, is to rewrite these so that the like terms are near each other and then add going horizontal. So I would have said 3x plus x gives me 4x, and then negative 2 plus 8 gives me positive 6. All right, let's try B. We have negative 4y plus 3 plus a positive 11y minus 5. So in this case, we're going to group like terms. This is the method I prefer, but you can choose what you want and you want. So just watch the signs is the big key you got to remember. All right, so we're going to group like terms. So which of these are like terms? McDiego?
Negative 4y and 11y and 3.
He said them all. Okay, so negative 4y and 11y. So we're going to group those together. And then 3 and negative 5. So you don't have to write this first line, guys. Just write this second one. So we rearranged to put plus 11y with the negative 4y. And then we moved the plus 3 with the minus 5. Okay, so all I did was shuffle around. Make sure whatever the sign is in front of the number you're moving, you take it with it. So like the 5, it's got a negative in front of it, so that stays with the 5. Where like here, the 4 has a negative, so it stays with the 4.
Okay.
All right, so then this is a positive and this is a positive. All right, so now we're going to add. What is 11 plus a negative 4? Elliot.
7.
That was the longest 7.
Thank you.
7.
7y.
Y.
I did it.
And then 3 minus 5 is a
2.
negative 2. So then you see 7y minus 2 is your final answer. Yeah. This is just simplifying expressions. Any questions? Yes, Ricky.
I still don't get the vertical method.
You don't have to use the vertical method if it's confusing. You may use the horizontal method.
Oh, okay.
Just one more time to go over it real quick. So they have the terms with a variable first and then a non-variable stuff second. And then they just line them up on top of each other. And then you just add going down. So if I have this is a 1x, right? So 1 plus 3 is 4x. And then here I have a negative 2 plus 8. So negative 2 plus 8 gives me a plus 6. Again, the vertical, in my opinion, is easier to make mistakes on. Whereas the horizontal one, as long as you remember to keep the sign with the number it's in front of, you're less likely to make mistakes. But you may choose which method you like. All right, go do the try-its. Okay, so what are like terms here? Say it. X and 2x, and then what else?
3 and 1.
Okay, so what is 1x plus 2x?
3x.
So then right here, I should put 3x. Okay, and then what's 3 minus 1?
2.
Positive 2. So then I say plus 2. That's it.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're just simplifying, finding the sum. You can't combine it any further because this value has an x, this one does not. So you can't combine that any further. Okay, let's look at number 2. What are like terms here?
4 and 7.
4 and negative 7.
Yes.
And
Negative 8z and 8z.
negative 8z and 8z. So if I have negative 8 plus positive 8, what do I have?
0.
So the z disappears, is gone. 0 times z is 0, right?
Yes.
So then I have 4 minus 7, which is?
Negative 3.
So then your answer is just negative 3.
The first question was 3x plus 2.
I don't know. I've moved on. Okay, let's look at number 3. What's like terms here? They've tried to trick you by rearranging an order. Go ahead, McDiego.
The like terms.
What's like terms?
Can I say both?
Just say one of them.
Okay. Negative 10 and negative 10.
So negative 10n and negative, what number is in front of the n?
1.
So what is a negative 1 plus a negative 10 equal? Go ahead.
Negative 11.
So I'm going to have negative 11n. Okay, and then Elliot, what are my other like terms?
4.5 and 6.5.
4.5 and 6.5. They're both positive, so add them together, what do you get?
11.
Say.
11.
So you're going to say plus 11. Negative 11n plus 11. Does that make sense? Any questions on how this was done? Ask a question if you have it. I can't help if you don't ask. All right, number 4. Okay, we're dealing with the same thing. It's just fractions now.
Yes.
What is a like term here? Joel.
1/2 and 1/4.
Yes, the 1/2 W and the 1/4 W. Why are those like terms even though the fractions are different? No, Joel. Why are they called like terms even though they have different fractions? You're correct, they are.
4 positive and they're fractions.
No, because they have a W.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Positive, negative doesn't matter. Fraction, non-fraction doesn't matter. It's because they are a coefficient with a W. Okay, so how do we add 1/2 plus 1/4?
Well, you change the denominator.
Very good. You get a common denominator. Let me grab my whiteboard.
8.
So we have 1/2 W plus 1/4 W, right?
Yes.
Okay, what is a common denominator here?
8.
4.
Oh,
8 is
4.
correct, but 4 is the smaller one.
Oh.
But 8's fine. You can still use 8. So if I were to change this to 4, what do I do to this fraction?
2. Times 2.
So 2 times 2 would be 4. 2 times 1 would be?
2.
Okay, and then I don't have to change the second one because the denominator is 4. So then we're just adding. 4 stays on the bottom. What is 2 plus 1?
3/4 W.
3/4 W. Very good. So that's the first portion. The second portion is a negative 3 plus 3.
0. I mean,
A negative 3 plus 3 is
0.
0. So then your answer is 3/4 W. Comprende?
Comprende.
And Ricky, moving it to an 8 would have been fine. You would have gotten 4 over 8 plus 2 over 8, right? So that'd be 6 over 8, and then you just reduce that. What number can you divide into both?
2.
So you'd still end up with 3/4 W. So totally fine to do that denominator. Do you have a question, McDiego? What's your question?
So, in number 3, it's like the equation to solve the question.
Say that again.
Like number 3,
I'm there.
so it's like negative 11 and plus 11. How
Yes.
come on number 4 it's the answer?
How come on number 4 it's what?
Like, it's like an answer.
Because we got rid of the second set of like terms? It's a good question. Okay, he's asking how come number 3 looks like an equation still. It's actually called an expression because there's no equal sign. I mean, I know it's here, but in this, there's not an equal sign. But that's because we can't combine anything with the n with something without an n. So the answer looks like an expression. Whereas in this one, when we combined it, we had a -3 plus 3, which came out to be plus 0. You could technically say, what's our answer, 3/4 W?
Yeah.
Woo. 3/4 W. And then I could technically say plus 0. Like, that's accurate. But it's a waste of time to say plus 0, isn't it?
But I typed the 0 and didn't.
Well, the computer's not going to take it because it doesn't want you to. Because the better answer is just to leave off the plus 0. But mathematicians look at this and go, okay, cool, they just added the -3 and the +3 and they got 0. But the reason we don't put it in our answer is because we don't need to write plus 0 to everything. It would take forever. Joaquin, question.
Whenever there's 0, you just put
You just leave it off. Just leave the thing off, plus 0. All right, let's do our next example. Good questions, by the way. All right, so we're doing the same thing now, except for one change. We're going to find the difference. What does difference mean? Subtraction. Very good. So instead of adding, we're subtracting. So you really got to pay attention here to what happens to our signs. Because look at this first one. When I have, well, they're going to probably do vertical here. So we'll do vertical first. So we're going to align it vertically and then subtract the terms instead of add them. So again, we have 5x plus 6 on top. And then a negative x plus 6 on the bottom. All right, so if we're subtracting 5 minus a negative x, I hate vertical addition here. When you have a negative next to a negative like this, what happens? So it's like saying 5 plus 1, right?
Yeah.
So what's 5 plus 1x? So you're actually going to get 6x. Okay? And then what is 6 minus 6?
0.
0. So then your answer is just 6x because we got rid of the 6's over on the right. Make sure you write this down, Camille. Okay? So I don't like vertical. I think it gets confusing.
Horizontal is confusing.
That's fine. You can do vertical. That's why we have both. Just make sure when you subtract like this, you see that a negative and a negative actually make it a positive, but a negative and a positive make it a negative. You see that? So you got to really watch your signs here. Question?
How is it positive if it's negative x?
Right here?
Yeah.
Because it's a negative negative. Yeah, so when you have a negative right next to a negative, then that changes it to a positive. See how I moved it to a positive here? So then you have 5x plus 1x. Good question. And you see here, it used to be a plus, but then we said plus times negative, right? A negative and a positive here, which the negative 1. So then you do 6 minus 6. Okay, let's do the horizontal, which I prefer. So again, we can regroup here. So you're going to take the 7y plus 5 minus 8y minus 6. And we're going to rearrange this. Here's the key. This negative right here, this subtraction sign, applies to everything inside this parenthesis. So it's like saying negative times the 8, negative times the negative 6. So this becomes a negative 8. What does the negative and negative become?
Positive.
Positive. So this actually becomes a positive 6. So you see here? Don't look at this first line. That'll confuse you. So we rearranged. We have 7y. Okay, and then I have a negative 8y because this negative applies to this. So negative 8y comes next. Then I have my plus 5. And then the last term, I have this negative 6. So that actually becomes a plus 6. Everybody follow that?
Yes.
So now we just combine these like terms. What is 7y plus a negative 8y? Go ahead. Negative 1y. Do I have to write the 1?
No.
No, I can just say negative y. Okay, and then what's 5 plus 6? 11. Very good.
Y plus 11.
Yep, negative y. Make sure you keep the negative. Because it was a negative 8, which is the bigger negative. Okay, so the difference is negative y plus 11. So you still have an expression as your answer. We didn't get rid of one of the terms. Any questions on this? All right, go do your try-its.
Thank you.
Here's number 8. So we're supposed to find which is different and then find both answers. So you need to simplify each of these. So let me grab my whiteboard.
Each of them?
Yep, because you need to know which one's different. All right. Let's see if I can put it right there. Okay, so we're going to subtract x plus 1 from 3x. So how would I write that?
1x plus minus 3x.
Nope.
Okay.
It says subtract x plus 1 from 3x. So which one goes first?
3x minus.
I don't want the answer. I want to know how to write it.
It's 3x
You're saying the answer, Sam.
x plus 1.
I don't even know that that's the answer, but I wanted you to say 3x from, so then this comes from that, minus x plus 1. Okay, now we need to simplify this. Okay, this negative applies to the x, right? So what's 3x minus x?
2x.
Okay, and then is there anything to subtract from this 1?
No.
No, but look, this is a positive, this is a negative, so it's going to be minus 1.
1.
Okay, so there's our first simplification. Let's look at the next one. Find 3x minus 1 decreased by what?
X.
So which one comes first?
3x. 3x.
Very good. 3x minus 1
X.
decreased by, meaning I'm going to do what?
Subtract.
Subtract x. Very good. Okay, this is by itself. 3x minus x is what? Because I'm going to combine these two. 2x. Can I combine anything with this negative 1?
No.
So I just write it. Okay, so far we have 2 that are identical. Okay, let's look at the third one. What is x more than 3x plus 1? Which part comes first?
X.
Yes. No.
X.
Yeah, X. X plus
In this case, it does not matter because you're doing addition. Okay, but x more than this. So I'm going to say x plus
3x.
plus minus 1.
3x minus 1. Okay, so I have an x plus 3x. What am I going to get?
1.
1.
Addition.
4.
Thank you.
4.
4x plus 1.
Is it a plus 1?
Oh,
No,
negative
minus
minus
1.
1.
Samuel 1, 2.
Go ahead, Samuel.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and then my last one. What is the difference of 3x minus 1 and x? So which one do I write first?
X.
3x.
3x.
What is the difference of 3x minus 1 and x?
Oh.
X. 3, yes.
This goes first. Minus x. So 3x minus x is,
2x.
2x.
and then negative 1 goes on the end. So which one is different?
4x minus 1.
This one. So you're going to click on the third thing.
Yes.
And then the one that's different, so this is the 4x minus 1. That's what you're going to put right here. And all the other ones are the same. What's the answer to that one?
2x minus 1.
There you go.
I didn't even understand. That's so I feel dumb now.
Don't feel dumb.
No, I feel really dumb now. That's like the easiest. It's so easy, but like I was like.
But you were confused, and we worked it out. Skateboard kits cost D number of dollars, and you have a coupon for $2 off each one. After assembly, you sell each skateboard for 2 times D minus $4. Find and interpret your profit of each skateboard sold. So first of all, we got to find our problem. Okay? So you're given the amount that it costs to purchase the kits and the amounts to sell the assembled skateboards. You're asked to find and interpret the profit you make. This is a business model, guys. You could do this for a living. Make skateboards. So, we're going to find the difference between these two expressions, right?
Yes.
So we received $2 off of D, which I can write as D minus 2, yes?
Yeah.
You understand that? Let me find my little highlighter thing. Up here it says $2 off of each one you buy, each skateboard kit. Okay? So that makes the D minus 2. What are we selling them for?
$2.
2D minus 4. Okay? So that means we're going to say 2D minus 4 selling price and subtract the cost, which is D minus 2, right?
Yes.
So 2D minus 4 minus the D minus 2. Good so far. That's going to tell us what our profit is, if we made money or not. If it's a negative number, are we making a profit?
No.
No, we're losing money. So you always have to sell it for more than you put into it. So now we're going to simplify this, right? So we're going to combine the like terms here. So what are like terms in this expression?
I'm sorry.
Say it.
D and 2D.
2D and the D. Now what do I do with this negative?
Negative D.
Got to apply it to both of those, right?
Yeah.
So I have 2D minus D, and then I have minus 4, and then you have a negative 2, which makes it a positive 2. Ignore that middle line. I think it confuses y'all. So just go straight to here. Okay, now what is 2D minus D?
1D.
1. Do I have to write the 1?
No.
No, I can just put D. What is negative 4 plus 2?
2.
Negative 2, because the negative 4 is larger than the 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I get negative 2. So you profit D minus 2 for each kit. So you are doubling your money. So now let me show you. If each kit was $40, I could plug that 40 in here, subtract the 2, and how much am I making for each skateboard?
$38.
$38. Okay, and if I put times that by 2, it shows me that I double my money.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, but your answer would have been D minus 2.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So you may have a little homework because you need to go all the way through number 10. That's 2 problems, but you have till Monday. Okay? That's it. Please get that done.